What's up guys, Ruben here. Today we're talking about real estate investing. This has been one of the best financial decisions I've ever made, so I want to pass the knowledge on to you. One of the reasons that I love real estate investing is that the income coming in is predictable. And so my goal today is to show you how to invest in real estate so that you can become more financially free and live a better life. And so let's get into it. All right, so where do we begin? The first thing that you want to do is start building your credit. Credit is so important because this is going to allow you to get a lower interest rate and also get finance in the first place. Most of us are not going to be able to buy a rental property in cash, and so credit score, very important. If you have no credit, a great place to start is to go to a bank that you already use. If you don't have a bank account, go get a bank account and use what is called a secured credit card. A secured credit card is basically where you go to a bank, you get a credit card, but to ensure that the bank is safe, you put down a down payment for the credit limit of the card. And I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but it's basically a way to get around not having any credit. In about a year, you're gonna have a great score if you make every payment, you use it just a little bit, usually using it less than 10% is gonna be best for your credit score, and that's your credit limit. And the second thing, you're doing this at the exact same time as you build your credit, is that you're saving up for your down payment. When you buy an investment property, you're going to have to put down more than a traditional mortgage if you're buying a house that you're going to live in, which is called a residential property. And so in Oklahoma right now, you've got to put about 25% down. And so it is definitely important to start saving early and getting ready to use that money to make you even more money. And so this is the time where the discipline of spending less than you make is so important. Changing that mindset, having money always coming in every single month more than you're spending so that you can get to this 25% and beyond. And so once you have your credit score working, once you have your 25% being built up, the next thing you have to do, and probably the most important and maybe the hardest, is to learn. You have to learn about real estate. You have to learn what's important. What is a good investment? And so you're going to start looking at things like cash flow. You're going to see how much money is a certain property going to bring in, how much is it going to cost me every single month, because there's a lot of costs in real estate. And the first is just your traditional mortgage. You have your interest plus your principal, which is most of your payment every single month, but you've also got taxes. You also have insurance. And so understanding how much this is going to be, you can go online, use a mortgage calculator so you can start understanding about what that will be with your current interest rates that you can get, and also start calculating how much is going to come in. A great way to do this is to look at a rental property and see what it has rented out for in the past. It's a great indicator. And so you'll start to learn that, okay, in my market, I need to have about $1,600 a month for every $150,000 that I have in a mortgage. You find these rules, and it's different for every single market. And so I hesitate to tell you rules. That's one of mine, but it changes so much in each market. And so learn what's a good deal in your market. Learn your niche, which means what part of real estate do you want to invest in, and become really, really good at it. You should be looking at over 50 properties before you even make an offer, because you want to know exactly what you're investing in. For me, I invested in duplexes, but for you, you can invest in single family homes, which means just a normal home where one family can live in. But I became interested in duplexes, and so I knew exactly how much a duplex is worth, because here's the thing, when you find a really good deal, it is going to sell so quickly. And so if you don't have the confidence to make an offer right away, you're going to lose the good deals because other people know it's a good deal too. You can go on Zillow every single day, every morning, and just take 5 minutes. See if a new rental property opportunity has come up. Just run the numbers. See if it's a good deal. You should learn that most houses are not a good deal. And so if you're looking at every single house and you're like, oh, that's a good one, that's a good one, that's a good one, you're probably not looking at the right metrics. I would say that probably 95% of houses on the market right now are not a good investment. And so be careful and find those really good opportunities. They're going to go fast, but once you learn, you'll have the confidence to move quickly to give you a better chance of getting that property. So once you feel confident that you know what a good property is, a good opportunity, you can go to the next step. It's now time to talk to your lender. And so when you talk to your lender, they're going to look at things like your income. They're going to see how much money you have coming in versus going out. And this is going to pre-qualify you for a certain amount of money. And so this gives you the goal. This shows you exactly what you can afford every single month. And you can start to dial in what you looked at every day. And so as you were learning, you're looking at all these different rental properties. And you're just looking at everything on the market. But now you say, okay, I'm pre-approved, 150,000, set the filter, work with a real estate agent, tell them exactly what your goal is, and now you know, okay, I need $1,600 a month, I need 2,200 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 sides of a duplex. You know all these different rules, you know exactly what you're looking for, so when you find it, you can make an offer right away. So if you don't plan on living in this property, definitely tell your lender and make that clear from the very beginning, because it's going to change the loan details. You're going to have to pay a little bit more interest. You're going to put more down when you have a rental property. There are ways around this, however. If you buy a duplex, you can do what's called house hacking, where you live on one side of the property and you rent out the other. And you have to live there for most of the time a year, but check the details of your loan. And you can buy this as a primary residence, which allows you to put less down, maybe even 3%. 3.5%, and gives you a lower interest rate. And so definitely a great opportunity. If you do it right, you can get close to living for free. A great way to start. Cannot emphasize that enough. House hacking is awesome. We'll probably do a video on that. Live on one side, rent out the other, and live there for free. Great, great opportunity. And after a year, or after however you've agreed with your lender to live there, then you can rent out both sides, do it again, and hey, you're making your way to financial freedom. And so the next step after you talk to your lender is to start making offers on properties. And I want to remind you, it's so important to make sure that what you are offering on a house makes sense. Every house is a great opportunity, a great investment at a certain purchase price. You can make a house a great investment by buying at a certain price. And so it's in your favor to make a lot of offers and maybe really low offers. And you want to make sure, though, when you do make an offer, that it is a serious offer. You don't want to just lowball for no reason. If they say, hey, yes, we accept it, you've got to be ready right then to move forward on this house. Cash flow is really the most important thing as you get started. You want to make sure that the money coming in is greater than the money going out. There is no reason to invest in real estate if you don't make money on it. This is why it's important to keep your emotions out of investing in real estate. Because when you have your emotions in real estate, you may look at a house and you're like, man, it is such a good looking house. I love it. It's really close to where I used to live. All these different things. But if it doesn't make sense financially, if the numbers aren't right, then offer less to make it right, or go somewhere else. And so as you're running all these numbers for these investment properties, I want you to realize there's actually 4 ways that real estate makes money. The first is through cash flows, the most obvious. How much money is it bringing in? How much is going out? What's left over? That's got to be positive. But there's other ways too, and there's actually 3 other ways that investment properties make money. The second one is through buildup of equity. So every single time that you make your mortgage payment, and you have 0 out of pocket for you, you are still making money in the principal payments. And so every single time that you make a payment, you own more of that house. And whenever somebody else is making that payment for you, then you're owning more of that house over time with nothing out of pocket. So that's the second thing to realize, is that first you make cash flow, but also you pay down the loan and make money that way. The third way that you make money through real estate investing is through appreciation over time. We all know that inflation happens every single year. We know that there is no more land that's going to be made. And so supply and demand will tell us that house prices are going to go up over time, especially in the long term. There may be short amount of times where real estate goes down, but unless you have to sell right then, which you shouldn't, you should set yourself up to hold these properties for a long time. Then you're going to be fine. Over time, real estate's going to go up. You're going to make a profit that way. And the fourth way that people make money in real estate investing is through tax deductions. You can write the interest off every single month that you pay, and this can actually translate to free money from the bank if you do it right. Not everybody itemizes their taxes, but if you do, and you write off the interest every single month, this could easily make up for the 2 to 3% that you're paying on the loan, getting it back in tax refunds. And so it's basically like free money. And so those are the 4 ways that you can make money in real estate investing. Okay, so you made an offer on a property and it gets accepted. Awesome, congratulations. Don't get discouraged if this takes a long time, because in this market today, there's a good chance you're going to do a lot of offers. It's going to take a lot of time. Could take up to a year to get the right property, but now you've done it. Congratulations. What's next? And so the next thing to do is inspections. And you don't want to skimp in this process. Inspections are so important. Almost every inspection that you can do, you want to have somebody going through every single detail and making sure that what you're buying is what you expect. You don't want to have to buy this property and later on realize, oh, you got to replace the roof. That's another $10,000. You want to know exactly what's coming up, what expenses you have coming up, so that you can make sure this still is a good deal, even though you know you have to replace something pretty soon. And so going through all those inspections is going to be super helpful. Looking at the roof, looking at the foundation, looking at the air conditioner, water heater, furnace, all these different things, the electrical, looking at termite damage, making sure you know exactly what this property is. You're paying a fair price, and sometimes you have things that come up. You can negotiate further and see if the seller will pay for it, will fix it, and that's just your favor. And so also at the same time, you want to make sure you're working with your lender. You know exactly how much cash to close you're going to need, which is going to be more than the 25%, because you're going to have closing costs, and some of it you can roll into the price of the home, but not all of it. And so know exactly what you have to bring to close on this home. Prepare and make sure you're ready for that. So finally, you're going to show up at the title company, sign all the paperwork, get the keys, and the house is yours. Congratulations. This is awesome feeling. I remember driving by my first rental property whenever I first bought it. It was such a cool feeling. It's like, man, that house is mine. I own it. And I was just 25, and so it was such a cool feeling, and I can't wait for you to feel that feeling also. But now the work begins, money starts coming in, and there's more to do. So depending on what situation you're in, sometimes you buy an investment property and it's already rented out, and that's awesome. Continue those leases. You have an obligation to write out the lease with your tenants. I would highly encourage, be a great landlord. If you plan to manage this property by yourself, you've got to realize it's going to take some work. First, you got to get some tools, because things are going to break, little things are going to happen, and I would encourage you that you can probably fix more than what you realize. For me, things started happening. It wasn't that often, but every once in a while, the dishwasher wasn't draining or a fan wouldn't turn on. And so all I did was watch YouTube videos. When something would break, I would go over, I'd be like, I have no idea how to fix this. I never have before. But on the way over there and watching a YouTube video, I could figure it out. And it's pretty cool. I liked learning, how houses work and how to fix them. I felt accomplished whenever I would fix it. And so I made even more money because I managed the property myself. Whenever a lease was ending, I would send them a new lease, or if they decided that they wanted to get out, then it's time to go and search for a tenant. One of the ways that I got better at this is just going to a website called biggerpockets.com. Great website. It's also an app. I use the app even more. And on there, you can basically find a template for anything you want to. I mean, these people are so helpful. There's forums that show you how to find a great tenant. They answer all the questions, show you how to do the background checks, all this stuff. I'll link it below. I don't get anything for that, but it's a great website to go, answer any questions that you have, help you in weird situations. And so, for example, one of my tenants asked if I would install a child lock to their front door because their child kept unlocking it. And I was like, hey, I messaged him. I was like, is this my responsibility? Is this something I want to do? They actually wanted to drill into the door and make more locks. And I learned it is not expected. There was nothing in the lease. And of course, I don't want to be mean about it, but I'm like, hey, if you guys want to go put a child lock, I'm totally fine with it. Go ahead. Here's the thing. You also have to set the rules. You can't let people take advantage of you. And I don't think they were. But it's great to have somebody that you can go to, a website, an app, ask these questions, know what is good, what is not. But be a good landlord. Take care of your people. And so they will take care of you. And it's so important. I promise you it's so important. Find the right people first. rental property investing is awesome when you have the right good tenants, but when it's not, when you have the wrong people in there, when they're not paying, when they're making a mess of your property, it can be an absolute nightmare. So this is probably one of the most important steps. Make sure that you have quality tenants, that you're taking every step that you can to find the right people to be in your rental property. And so another route to go is to find a property manager. If you want to be hands off, you don't ever want to have to screen a tenant, don't ever want to fix anything in your rental property, you can go this route. And so when you hire a property manager, they're going to take care of everything for you. And the only thing that you're going to have to do is make sure that the property manager himself is doing his job. And so whenever there's a vacancy, which means one of your houses are empty, then he's going to go and find a tenant for you. He's going to have the responsibility to fix things, or at least hire somebody else to fix things when things break. And he's the one that's going to get a call in the middle of the night if the toilet isn't working. And so I know this sounds awesome and so great, and it is, and I plan to do that once I have more properties, but they do charge a fee, as anyone would. And so usually it's about 8 to 10% every single month of the rent. And whenever there is a transition of a new tenant, they usually take about half the month's rent. So definitely eating into your gains some. It can be worth it. If you're really good at real estate investing, you want to go ahead and plan for this expense later on. Make sure the house is still a good deal once you have a property manager in place, and that's going to allow you to grow and become bigger and bigger as you scale to more and more properties. So once you're renting out, everything's going good, you are feeling more comfortable about being a real estate investor. One other thing to consider is renovating your property. And this is a great opportunity. This is called forced appreciation. You don't have this opportunity in something like stocks. What you can do is completely control the appreciation or the value gain of your property through renovation. And so whenever you put in a new kitchen, you do new bath, you replace the carpet, all these different things, they make the property go up in value. And because of that, you can sell it for more later. A great opportunity in real estate investing. And you can look into things like BRRRR, which is a method in real estate investing. It's BRRR, I believe. And what that is that you can basically continue to refinance after renovating a property to get your money back so that you can use that capital over and over again. But go and Google BRRRR, the BRRRR method of real estate investing, or put it in the YouTube search. I'll make a video, I'm sure, one day about it. It's an awesome opportunity. Basically, just gives you the opportunity to use your capital over and over again to where you can continue to buy real estate investing properties and not be out of pocket as much as you would with a traditional way of saving up 25% every single time. So real estate is awesome, and I'm so excited for you to get started into it. Just remember, have fun with it. Learn, be teachable, get around people that have done it before, get on bigger pockets so that you can have people that are going to help you the entire way. And realize that you're going to have times where you feel like you didn't do well, but the more that you learn, the better you're going to do it next time. So lessons are failures, failures are lessons. Learn and become better at what you're doing. Well guys, that's it today. I want to say thank you so much for watching this entire video. Please like, subscribe to the channel if you like talking about finance, if you like growing, becoming better every single week. And I cannot wait just to continue this journey with you. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll answer every single one of them. Cannot wait to just continue to grow together, continue to build the life that we want to live. And so thanks again for watching the video. I'll see you guys next week.